Good morning, children. Hope you all are safe and sound at your home. So, today we'll begin our next lesson of English from Beehive, that is the little girl. Before I begin the story, let me give you a brief introduction of the writer. That is, it is written by Catherine Mansfield. Catherine Mansfield was born on 14 October 1988. She was a prominent short story writer who was born and brought up in colonial New Zealand and wrote under the pen name of Catherine Mansfield. The theme of the story reflects on how sometimes children have a wrong perception about their parents. Sometimes the parents are not expressive, they are not able to express their love for the children, but it does not mean that they are not at all taking care of them, they do not love them, or they do not want them. It's a wrong perception sometimes children carry in their mind because of the behavior of the parents. So, children have, let me give you the theme, children have natural attachment with their parents. Sometimes, or you can say they have a desire to receive their love and affection. Sometimes, the harsh behavior or not the expressive introvert nature of the parent develops a deep sense of separation among the children. However, if our parents are not expressive, this does not mean that they do not love us. They love us from the bottom of their heart, and they have only one desire, that is, they want to see us to be successful. So they work hard to make their children happy. So, children, it's all about the theme of the story. So, let me begin with the line by line explanation of the lesson. But here I will finish only 2 pages. Let us start now. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. For the little girl, the story, the main character of the story is the little girl and her father. The story revolves mainly around these two characters. For the girl, her father was a figure to be afraid of and to be avoided. Actually, she does not like her father, the girl. Her name was Kezia. She does not like her father much, as father was always serious. He never he never gets the time to play with his daughter. So let's see what happens in the story. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. The girl always tries to avoid her father. Every morning before going to the work, he came into her room. Every morning, it was his routine that before going to the office, he would come to her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with. In return of that, she responded when he kisses her on her forehead. Her response was goodbye, father. She uses these words in response to the kiss given by her father. And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage going fainter and fainter down the long road. And it was really, she felt a relieved sense of relief from inside. She felt so good when she hears the sound of the carriage in which her father goes to his office, growing fainter and fainter. Fainter and fainter here means when a vehicle, or you can say a carriage in which her father goes to his office, the sound of that carriage goes fainter, means when it moves away, when the vehicle moves away from you, the sound becomes less. So that is why when she hears that sound has become fainter, so she has a sense of relief. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase. When in the evening her father came home, She stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall, and she could hear the loud voice of her father. Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? He always he always utters these words. Bring my tea into the drawing room. He gives the orders to bring his tea into the drawing room, and he asks for the newspaper. Mother, go and see if my paper out there and bring me my slippers. He asks his mother. From this sentence, it is clear that in the house, along with the parents, Kezia's grandmother was also there. He asks his mother, that means Kezia's grandmother, he asks to bring his paper and his slippers. Kezia, mother would call to her. Now it's Kezia's mother who calls her. If you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots. Her mother, Kezia's mother. Earlier it was her grandmother and now it is her mother. Kezia's mother would call her down and she asks her to remove his father's shoes and take off father's boots and and asks her to remove her father's boots. Slowly the girl would slip down the stairs. Slowly the girl would come down the stairs. More slowly, still across the hall. Slowly, more slowly, still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door, and slowly she will open the door of the drawing room. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. By the time he put on his specs, and the way he looks at the little girl here means Kezia. When he looks at Kezia, it was really you can say a shiver runs down her body, or she gets afraid. Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. He asked Kezia to remove his boots quickly and take them outside. Have you been a good girl? He also asked Kezia whether she was a good girl for the whole day. I do not know, father. She answers that she is not sure about it. You don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. He tells her that if she will stammer, if she will not speak properly, you can see from this sentence or the previous sentence that the word D has been repeated. It means she was stammering while speaking to her father. If you stutter means stammer. If you will not speak properly like that, your mother will have to take you to the doctor. She never stuttered with other people. She never stammered with other people. Had quite given it up. She had left this habit long before. Had quite given it up means she had stopped this habit long before. But only with father. She only does this with her father. It is not she is doing deliberately. It automatically, out of the fear, she gets this. So, sorry, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. It happens because she was trying so hard to speak or to utter words in front of her father, because she was very much afraid of her father. What's the matter? Why are you looking so wretched about? Her father asked her. What's the problem? Why was she looking so unhappy? Mother, I wish you taught this little girl not to appear on the brink of suicide. Now her father speaks to his mother, that means Kezia's grandmother, that she should teach Kezia not to look so unhappy, sad all the time. At the brink of suicide, it seems that Kezia is about to die in the next second. She had that feeling in front of her father. She always has that feeling in front of her father. Her face becomes so pale. Her face, she has a terrifying expression on her face, horrible expression, terrifying expression, because she was very much afraid of her father. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. Now he asks Kezia to take her teacup to the table. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth when he yawned. Kezia assumes him to be a giant because she feels that his hands, his neck, and especially his mouth is so big. Thinking about him alone was thinking about a giant for him when she think for her when she thinks about her father, it was as if she is thinking of a giant. See what picture she has in his mind about her father. On Sunday afternoon, generally they had this routine. On Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. Sunday afternoon, they had this routine. They always have this routine. On Sunday afternoon, grandmother usually sends her down to the drawing room where to have a nice talk with her parents. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa. When she goes there, she always finds her mother busy in reading the paper or the magazine, and the father always lie down on the sofa. His handkerchief on his face. He always covers his face with his handkerchief, his feet on the best cushions, and he always keeps his feet on the cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. He always sleeps there on Sunday afternoons on the sofa. That's it, children, for today. Next time, we'll finish this lesson off. Thank you.